Welcome to the DLLS Rangers Weekly Podcast, now part of the All City Network. Hit the subscribe button for YouTube and also become a DLLS diehard at www.alldlls.com. Now here's Jeff and John. Hey everybody, welcome to the DLLS Rangers Weekly Podcast. This is episode number 40, and today we got a good one going to join us. Caden Scarborough, right-handed pitcher for the Texas Rangers. He's in Hickory. We were planning on Caden last week, kind of got in a spot where we couldn't, just some rainouts and stuff.
Rain delays
And stuff. But if you haven't been paying attention to what Caden Scarborough is doing down there, we're going to get into him later and talk about him. This is a young, hot pitching prospect. I mean, this guy's shoving right now.
Yeah, the Rangers have liked him for a while, obviously, and there was a lot of buzz about him entering the season. And it was a little sluggish maybe to start the year. First year of a full season affiliate, but last 2 months have been outstanding.
And last night, we'll talk about that too. What he did last night was crazy. This is out today, so this is coming out today, so you guys are seeing it. Friday the 15th is what it is. Okay, guys, what we need to do, though, a big thanks to Round Rock Express, who sponsors this show. We really appreciate those guys down there and what they do. Don't forget, Do It for Durit's coming up. Anything?
September 12th.
September.
Less than a month away.
That's my birthday.
Oh, man. Big John, big birthday. Good
58,
times.
58, dude. I'm getting
58.
old. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one.
Yeah.
But if you go to doitfordirt.com/event, you can get all the details you need and get started that way. And so that's always a good thing. We have some golf spots still available.
Yeah.
We're going to golf in the morning at Grapevine Golf Course, where we had the event last year. It was a lot of fun.
Yep.
And then we're going to do the concert again at back at Texas Live like we did last year.
Yep.
We're going to have Rhett Miller, and we're going to have the Bird Dogs.
The Bird Dogs with George Dunham.
And then we just announced that it's going to be Josh Weathers, who will be the third musical act. And
this year, this money's important. There's a lot of
good one. Yeah, we have money. We helped Pat Green with his fundraiser after he lost his family in the Texas flood, some of his family in the Texas floods, and so we're helping out with that this year. And so means a little bit more this year.
It really does.
I mean, it means a lot every year, but we're kind of spreading our wings a little bit and trying to help as many people as we can.
Yeah, there was some devastation this year, and so this money was meant for that sudden loss, and it's just it's so important, guys. This is the near and dear to my heart. I did not know Richard, but heard nothing but wonderful things about him, and just the family. I love the family. They're just fantastic.
Yeah.
And then two of them are in high school now. Is that right? I think I saw that, and then the young one coming up. Anyway, we're also here to talk about the big league team. We got to talk about the Texas Rangers.
Yeah.
And for the first time, look, I've been on this. They've been sluggish. They've been trying to get going. Then they get going. I'm starting to feel like, I don't know. My confidence level has gone down to the point that, of course, they're not out of this thing.
Yeah.
But I'm not seeing it. I got to be honest with you. This offense just is not doing it. You were not there the night that first time I've ever seen Bochy that mad. You saw that video.
I did see the video.
He was not happy.
Yeah, we talked about him, then talked to him about it the next day, and he still had a little case of the red ass, and and you can't blame him.
No.
And for the folks out there who are thinking now he's lost it, or he doesn't care, or he's checked out, nothing further from the truth.
Oh my God.
And if you've watched these games of late, offensively it hasn't been enough, of course.
Right.
And then on the pitching side, they've had the guys in there they've wanted.
Right.
It's not like there's a magical elixir out there.
Right.
Mariano Rivera is not going to pop up in the bullpen.
No.
They've got what they've got. They're trying to make the best out of what they've got, and it's not working.
No.
And now it's all possible. I mean, they're entering today. What are they? 3.5 out in the wild card, maybe 4. I didn't check the standings this morning. There were only a handful of games in the majors.
But they're on the road and they're sore.
They're on the road, yeah. But I mean, now the factor is time.
Yeah.
Down to 40 games. Now, a lot can happen in 40 games.
Right.
Really, a lot can happen in 40 games, but you're going to need some help along the way. And then this team has been unable to help itself.
Right. You're depending on other teams going through kind of what the Rangers have gone through all year. Yeah. And on the back of, you have to get on a hot streak, and you have to do what you did coming out of the All-Star break or the trade deadline break, where you came out of there and played, and kind of got on a little hot streak there. You got to get hot, and you got to depend on others not to be hot. Right. And unfortunately, that's you say just take care of your own business. That's great, but you put yourself in a position now that not only you got to take care of your business, you got to hope some other people start to scuttle a little bit to help you out. But first and foremost, you got to take care of your business. It was funny though so Emily was working the game that night, and we're sitting there. Boach comes in, and I just got to make this note because Emily was, where Emily sits down here. That's kind of near me, and you're on this side. And Boach comes out. And he says all that. He walks out. And Emily and I look at each other, and our eyes get this big, and I go, "Is that the first time?" She goes, "I've never heard him go." I mean, he does not call out players. He just doesn't.
Right.
He even if they're bad, he'll say, we need to work on this. Yeah, it's not what we want or whatever. But he just basically said, he called them out. Our offense, unacceptable. Basically, is what he was saying.
Bad.
Bad. This is bad. And we were like. He was not happy, and her eyes were looking. I was like, "Is that the first time?" She goes, "That is the first time I've heard him do that."
Yeah, and he didn't say Marcus Semien sucks.
No, he did not.
He laid the blame at all 9 of them.
Absolutely,
and they've earned it.
Yeah,
they've earned it.
Where they sit now is not on the pitching staff at all.
Right.
And yes, the pitching staff has blown a couple of saves here lately. The pitching staff has had some issues, but let's be honest. There's too many games where Jacob deGrom calls it a stressful inning. There are too many stressful innings, meaning you don't have enough of a lead that you can come in. You've got to be perfect because one run can kill you.
Right.
And so that's called a stressful inning. And he talks about pitching stressful innings versus non-stressful innings. They're just a little more loose when they got a pad, a little bit of a pad there, 2 or 3 runs. You can go in and kind of let loose and go. When you've only got 1 run to give up, you're trying to be perfect. Mm-hmm. And that can cause a problem. And, and everybody wants to DFA Garcia. Everybody wants to, we didn't get a closer. This bullpen and this pitching staff has done a great job. They're just at a point where they cannot carry the team. The offense has to do something.
Yeah. The bullpen has 29 losses, which is the second most in baseball. They have 23 blown saves, which I think is also second most. But why do they have so many losses? Well, it's because they've been in a bunch of 2-2 games in the 8th inning, and there's no margin for error.
Right.
You saw the game against the Diamondbacks when Phil Maton just never seen anything like that. He strikes out 3 batters on 9 pitches.
Yep.
And then all of a sudden he can't command a pitch.
Yeah.
And can't throw a strike in the matter of 1 batter.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've never seen anything like it. All right. So, but Luis Carvillo pitched the 7th inning of that game, which is a reach.
Yeah.
Okay. It's because the bullpen's tired, and they're always tired.
Sure. Yeah.
Because they're playing all these close games. Again, this team, if they could score, they scored 4 the other day. That had always been the magic number, at least in the first half, and it just got away from them. But there's no reason to lose that game Tuesday. Tuesday should not have been a loss.
No, not at all.
And, some of those games against the Phillies can pitch. I get it. But this team's supposed to hit. They just haven't. So it's going to now become a time when now you're starting to, it's like, all right, who's going to be back next year? Because something's got to change.
Yeah, it has to. And people got to understand this. You say the bullpen has blown 23 saves and lost 23 games. Is that what it was? Lost 23 games.
No, blown 23, lost 29.
Lost 29, blown. Guys, you're anybody that hears that thinks, well, this is the worst bullpen in baseball. It's not. Right. Here's the problem. Every bullpen gives up run. I don't care who they are. They come in and you go look at ERAs of bullpens, and the Rangers are going to be right there with everyone else of what their ERA, a bullpen, and what they're doing. The problem is a lot of teams don't, a lot of your bullpen guys come in and they're padded with leads out there. So when they give up a run or something, it doesn't kill them.
Right.
In the Rangers situation, you give up a run, now you're behind, or now you're pressing. One guy hits a double, you're not worried about that guy at second when you've got 3-run lead. You just start focusing on your pitcher there. Well, now you're thinking, good Lord, if I get this guy on, then the tying run can come up or whatever. That's in the game of the Rangers, 1 run means everything.
Sure.
And that's why you can sit here and trash the bullpen and the pitching staff all you want, but when you don't have the run support, other teams have bullpens. No bullpen out there is just shutting everyone down and doesn't give up a run.
Yeah, and it goes back to there is a need on the team, and there has been all year for a closer.
A true closer, sure.
Get it. And that didn't happen. But even like the best closers in the game, they may pile up 40 saves in a season. All right. They're not all 1-run saves.
No.
They come into these games with a lot of times
2 or 3 runs. Yeah, 2 or 3 runs.
Their job is a lot easier at that point.
Yep.
And it's the times when they come in with a 1-run lead where you wonder, that it's worth kind of checking those numbers, and you'll see.
Yep.
It's tough on them in those situations too. But yeah, that's something the Rangers have always needed since Joe Nathan left.
Yeah.
And I still don't understand why they don't invest in it. I mean, I can understand their point. They don't see the value in spending that much money on a reliever, but I think after a couple years of last year you had a great closer.
Yeah.
And then your team wasn't good.
Right.
This year, you don't have a closer and your team's flirting with it. The year before that, you won the World Series with a terrible bullpen.
Right.
I get all of these things, but wouldn't you? I just think you'd want to have a guy.
Yeah.
And
I kind of
try not to leave any weaknesses. Go into a season being like, we'll see what happens in the bullpen. That was kind of the feeling this year.
Yeah.
And they've turned out better than expected.
Yeah.
And that's great, but they still just have the glaring hole at the back end.
Well, and I also think they've kind of been snake bit. I really think that they believe, and it's unfortunate because they don't do this with starting pitching, even though they look like going into the spring training that they've got a set rotation that looks like a great rotation going in. They always add depth, right?
Yeah.
Well, they always I think that they believe in their hearts that they have some players in this system that are future closers. And they've been snake bit by them. Look at Teote. Look at Teote, who gets hurt. You have Teodo, Church, who they thought could be. This is a back end guy that you've got some certain guys in this organization that I think they thought, well, we can just get these guys. We got closers built in. It won't cost us $10 million a year. We can nurse them a lot. Kind of do what they did with Feliz when he came in and became a closer there, a shutdown. Well, that doesn't happen. Injuries happen. And so you go get some veteran presence, but yeah, you needed to probably get a closer at the deadline. But and I talked to somebody that would know that's in the organization that was part of the deadline and basically was told they were in on closers. They just didn't get it. It didn't work. And then they had to, you're the one that called out after they realized they weren't going to get the closer. They shifted towards getting a starting pitcher, which added depth and a couple more bullpen arms, but they were in on closers that just didn't happen.
Yeah, and some of it was the price was too high, and some of it was, the offers were just better. I think I do wonder with Bednar what happened there, because it was the Yankees and it was the Rangers, and it sounded like the Yankees really liked the catcher that they got from the Pirates,
right?
So maybe that was the difference. Maybe they were like, hey, we need a catcher. And if they asked the Rangers about Malcolm Moore, they're probably like, no, we're not going to trade Malcolm Moore.
Right.
But I would, I probably would have.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever it is, I think, they have some things some self-reflection to do in the off season and apply it going forward. You got to have a closer. And then the thing that I always say, I've said it many times here and on the Daily Show, Chris Young, the one World Series ring he got, 2015, the Royals bullpen was unbelievable.
Yep.
They shut games down. Starter only had to go 5.
Yep.
That was it.
And they had guys to go the other four.
They had Greg Holland, who was a great closer. And I just I can't get over it. How can somebody who saw it and saw what it did and saw what the end result was and not try to put the money into a closer? Now, maybe it's, allocation. A lot of it, Chris Young has a boss, and that boss is the owner, and he sets the budget.
Right.
And so within that budget, you got to fill your needs, and you can put together a bullpen that'll get you, 6, 7, and 8 covered. But you can't just go into the ninth crossing your fingers and hoping that something amazing is going to happen that hasn't happened in their careers. We came into the season and you looked at the stats. Rangers relievers had 29 career saves combined.
Yeah.
And 14 of those were Chris Martin. And then they added Luke Jackson. That was going into spring training. And then Luke Jackson, that number got bigger because he'd had a nice
year with the Braves.
A nice year with the Braves in 18 where he got 22 saves. Okay, great. But it's still not. That was before the pandemic.
Sure.
So it's not like you've been closing games left and right here. So it just seems like that's something that they can address. And then I think they realize that this lineup is not functional the way it is constructed. So there's going to have to be some changes there.
I think so, and that's the conversation we got to have right now. So you got to start talking about what's going to happen. Has Dolly's played his last game? I mean, he's on the IL.
Yeah.
Has he played his last game as a Ranger?
I don't know. Depends on what happens here while he's on the injured list.
Yeah, I mean, look, is everyone just ignoring what's happening with Cody Freeman down in AAA?
Well, I mean, it's
he hit another home run last
night. Yeah, he's batting .338.
He's having one of the best minor league seasons ever.
He's leading the PCL, a hitters league, in batting
average. He's got 19 home runs. That's more than anybody on the big league team. Look, and he came up here, and we've seen this where guys are just destroying AAA. They come up here and they struggle, and they're only given 3 games or something like that, and they go 1 for 8 or 0 for 9 or whatever. He came in and got a big hit, but he again went 1 for 9 or whatever he did in 3 games. They're not giving. I think if this team starts scuttling back, it's time to get some people up here to start seeing what they can do.
Yeah, I mean, some decisions will have to be made there. Like, who do you call up and who sits? Are there?
I got an idea, but do I say it out?
Are there any injury situations that need to be addressed?
Sure.
So I don't know, but the fact of the matter is that, some things have to take place.
I think so. This offseason, they've got to decide what they want to do. Do they think they're still competing? And I think they do. I mean, this team, the core of this team, the rotation and I'm sorry, everybody complain all they want, but Simeon and Seager are 2 great bats to have in that lineup. Simeon has not been as good as you want, but I don't care. He's going to be your second baseman. He puts good at bats together. He plays a good second base, and he's a threat no matter what anyone says, even if he's not going to be the Simeon he was before he came to the Rangers. He's still not look, the money's there. He's not going to be gone, I don't think, in my opinion.
Well, they could trade him. They'd have to eat.
They'd have to eat some money,
and even then, you are saving money and can apply it somewhere else.
Sure.
They're going to have to come to terms with who this guy is.
Right.
And right now he's not a number 3 hitter.
No.
He needs to be down in the lineup. You just have to realize this is who he is now.
Yeah.
And that doesn't mean he can't get better, but this is another down year, another year of decline. It's worse than last season.
Right.
So he needs to, could he be moved? Probably. What are you going to get for him? Probably not a ton, but
if you're shedding payroll, though,
you also need to replenish the farm system too.
Right. Sure.
So
if you eat more money, you get better prospects, and somebody that might be a second baseman away or whatever. I know he likes it here. The family's here, and you're doing all of that, but the business part of it is the business part of it. And look, and you got to look at it. We saw what happened yesterday. Nathaniel Lowe got DFA'd.
Yeah.
So you say who won that? Everybody said, well, what you talk about a lose-lose trade? No, it's not a lose-lose trade.
Not at all.
Robert Garcia is a good arm. I don't care what anyone says. Yes, he is scuttled and he has just looked like total crap in the last week. But everybody in that bullpen has had their moments. He's just in a scut right now, and
he's fine. He's going to be around for a long time.
He is
going to be the closer going forward, but under control. He's helped the Rangers win some games, and Jake Berger is getting better.
Yeah,
I think he should be played every day.
I do too.
I think the way he ran the bases Wednesday, scoring from first on that Josh Young double.
And he hit a home run too.
Yeah, but I think they were concerned about the leg. I think he kind of erased those concerns there. But it's like, where do you find him? You have Tellez, who's been pretty good.
Yeah.
Then you have Peterson, who they're still paying a lot of money. Frankly, I would go ahead and just say, Jock, we enjoyed the last week. We enjoyed the homestand. It was fun, but
we're just going to cut our loss.
You're out of the three guys vying for two spots. You're third.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
sit on the end of the bench, be a good teammate, or do you just DFA him?
I don't think you DFA him.
You wait and see if he can get it back together in the spring and come back next year, or do you just cut bait at the end, or trade him for a bag of balls and we'll eat the money?
Trade him for a reliever or something.
Yeah.
A couple minor leaguers.
Yeah.
This farm system needs to be replenished.
Sure.
And I think that
somebody might say if you
roster reconstruction, which is necessary, you try to bag as many relievers as you can. So
somebody might take Jock Peterson
if prospects as he can.
Yeah. If Rangers were to eat half of his 10 million, is it 10 million that he put?
It's like 18 next year.
Say the Rangers said, we'll eat 10 of it. Take Jock. Give me a kid throwing 100 down on the Dominican that can't throw a strike, and let's do that. That frees up some payroll yourself. That gives you $8 million on the payroll there. You send that money over and they might sit him and say, hey, he'll sit on our bench for $8 million.
I don't know.
It didn't work here.
It appears to not be working.
It didn't. He's had his moments, but it's not working. Yeah. It doesn't appear to be. Yeah. And seems like a decent guy. Doesn't really talk a lot to us. Do you talk to him much?
Just occasionally. Yeah. I don't get the good clubhouse thing. It's hard to be a good clubhouse guy when you're batting 130, but
yeah.
I didn't see it in spring training.
Yeah.
I didn't see it early on. So I'm not sure what happened there, but there's just some, we're talking about a bunch of things.
Yeah.
And the Rangers are going to be talking about them. I've probably been talking about them. We'll talk about them more.
Yeah.
And I just
Daily Show will be talking about them.
I just think it's going to be a real busy off season.
I do too, especially if this thing, which it seems to be trending towards, this team is probably going to be sitting on their rear ends come the end of the season. It just looks that way. The odds are stacked against them more than they are in their favor. It is not out of the realm of possibility. This is a team that can obviously get hot. There's been plenty of teams that have done it, but nothing in this lineup gives me confidence that they're just going to get on a roll and go.
No. And why should
look at what Seattle and Brewers are doing? They're winning like 12, 13 games. I mean,
yeah, it's crazy.
It's nuts. So Seattle's going to win the West.
I think so. And
you still got a lot of games with the Astros. You can make it up there.
That's the hope. 6 with the Astros, 6 with the Guardians, 4 with the Royals, and they're all right there. So,
yep.
Got to see what happens, but it doesn't look good.
No.
And we're not trying to pump sunshine here when we say it could happen, because it could.
It could.
It's happened as recently as last year with the Tigers, who are in a worse spot than the Rangers are, and they charged back and won the one. They didn't win the division, but they made it to the playoffs.
And for everyone giving Bochy crap about, Bochy has changed his lineup multiple times during the season.
Yeah.
He has had guys hitting leadoff, third. He's moved them down to 7. You guys act like he makes the same lineup every day, throws it out there, and everyone is like, why don't you change it up? He changes it all the time.
Yeah.
Trying to find which one's going to work or whatever.
I agree. Yeah. And then
he cannot go out and grab a bat.
Yeah, he's not in charge of player personnel. He can make his suggestions, but ultimately that's not him. He has to play with the hand he's dealt. and it hasn't been a great hand as it turns out this year. Definitely not as great as they thought it was.
You think he's gone?
I don't know. I think they might have to sell him and say, hey, this is what we're planning on doing.
Yeah.
But it's up to him.
He's frustrated.
He is frustrated. They're all frustrated.
I know. I've seen it. I've seen the look. I see why he was just sitting right down there when I was by the dugout. He didn't look happy. I mean, it's hard to be. You listen. These guys want to win so bad. Everyone wants to win. Everyone in the clubhouse wants to win. I don't care who you are, and that just makes it worse. I mean, when you want to win and you can't figure out what's happening, it's just frustrating. And so that's why I think, I got to be honest, I think it's just going to compound. And that's why I don't know. I don't see it. I hope I'm wrong. And I hope this team just finds a spark and gets going, because I'm the Ranger fan first and foremost. You know that.
Yeah.
But I have no confidence.
It's hard to have confidence.
Yeah. I mean, I just don't have any confidence. So, and a lot of guys fall off the payroll. There are a lot of guys on here now that are going to be free agents. They're going to be gone. Mm-hmm. It's going to open up some payroll. They can move some guys to open some payroll. It's time to have one of those off seasons like you did when you signed Corey Seager and Marcus Semien and Jacob deGrom. And, you know, it may be time to do that, but you're going to have to shed some too.
Yeah. And again, they need some upper level minor leaguers if they're going to shed the payroll.
Yeah.
Try to trade a Garcia or Jonah Heim.
Right.
Got to get some upper level minor leaguers back.
Well, look, that's big league stuff.
Yeah.
Let's get out of that and let's get our guest in here, who is, by the way, had an unbelievable game last night. We're going to talk about that in just a second. Guys, right after this, Caden Scarborough is going to join us from the Hickory Crawdads, pitching prospect. Right after this, guys. Okay, guys, and joining us right now from Charleston is the Hickory Crawdads, and right now he's probably the ace on that staff, the Hickory Crawdads. It's right-hand pitcher Caden Scarborough. Caden, what's going on, bud?
Nothing much. Just kind of hanging out here.
What do we got? We got a day game today. They're in lovely Charleston.
I think it's 7:00 game tonight.
Oh, you're just early. All right. Charleston is fantastic. That's got to be one of the best road venues in all of minor league baseball. It's a great spot. You know, you're right there in South Carolina, right in the whole Ocean Bay thing there.
Yep.
History, great dining. It's about as good as it gets. So enjoy yourself. Though you can't enjoy yourself too much legally, at least, Caden. Now I know you're under 20.
No.
let's keep it under a little restraint here, please. So last night, talking about your start. What's wrong with you? You walked a batter.
Yeah. What
happened? No. Yeah. For those of you who are just joining, Caden, 5 hitless innings, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk, lowered his season ERA to 2.88. And it seems like I've been kind of monitoring you all season. Seems like maybe starting middle May, late May, something might have clicked. Is that the way you see things?
I'd say yeah. I think at that point it was kind of just getting settled in. I think in the starting of the year I was kind of trying to be too perfect. And then by that time I was just kind of told myself just kind of go after guys, and then just they hit it, they don't. And then it was just went from there.
Yeah. Well, if we want to go even further in here, since June 29th, you've allowed 5 runs. Not even that many. You've allowed 3 runs. Since June 29th, you've allowed 3 runs. You were the pitcher of the month for the Rangers farm system in July. What right now in your arsenal seems to be putting you in the best chance to succeed?
I mean, mainly I'd say is my slider. I mean, my fastball is always going to be kind of my go-to pitch when I'm in trouble or whatnot. But my slider's been pretty good with the strikeouts and kind of getting that soft contact when I need it.
What makes it a good pitch? Is it the variance in the speed? Does it have a certain characteristic that guys seem to like?
I think it just kind of plays off my fastball pretty well.
Okay.
It kind of starts off the same line and just kind of sweeps across the plate, if that makes any sense.
Sure.
So I think that's probably its best characteristic is just the sweep and then the fact how it plays off my fastball.
Yeah, kind of the same tunnel
Yes,
situation.
sir. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Well, there's a guy in the big leagues. His name's Jacob DeGrom, and he's
Oh
he's
yeah.
made money and won a couple Cy Youngs doing that.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
not I'm not comparing you to Jacob DeGrom yet. All right, although you're both in Florida. All right, kind of
We are.
tall, lanky. Um, what you talked about settling in because you were in Arizona last year. It's your first time full season affiliate. What differences did you experience right off the bat?
Um, you're talking about like from Arizona to
Yeah,
Hickory.
yeah, the jump.
Um, it's definitely a little bit more chill, like the schedule and stuff like that.
Hmm.
Um, and then obviously the hitters and just the baseball gets better as well. So, I mean, I
Yeah.
think the main difference is probably the hitters are a little bit more disciplined when it comes
Okay.
to, you know what I mean, making you throw it over the plate, and then
Yeah.
if you don't, they
Yeah.
kind of just watch it. So,
Yeah. Well, that. I mean, that even in high school, when the Rangers drafted you, the strike thing's never been a big problem. Is that just something that was pounded into you by a certain coach, or are you just have you just always been around the plate?
I've kind of always prided myself on just kind of going out there and just filling up the zone and just giving my team the best opportunity to win.
Hmm.
Um, so I mean, it's there's not one specific coach. I kind of just brought it upon myself. Just I want to be that guy that just fills up the zone when the team needs it. You know what I mean? So
Oh, I hear you. Yeah, for sure. So this is your first season. You're only at I say only you're at 75 innings, and the season is dwindling down. How are you feeling at this point? Because it is more maybe throwing than you've done before, and I know the Rangers are always want to gradually build like 20 innings a season, let's say.
yeah.
But this has been a big jump for you. So how are you feeling?
I mean, right now I'm feeling pretty good. Obviously, a little bit sore after last night for sure,
Yeah.
but I mean, at this point in the year, I mean, my body's feeling good, mind's feeling good. It's definitely a big jump of innings, but my body's definitely handled it a lot better than I thought it would for sure.
Okay. Well, good. And then you always hear about um, camaraderie on the team, and uh, a lot of guys who you were with in Arizona, you're with now. How much does that help when you're able to you're going into a new situation, but it's like, well, so is he, and so is he, and so is he, and we know each other real well. How had that helped you, and how's it helped you this season?
I'd say it's helped a good amount. Just kind of knowing that people are going through kind of the same situation, and obviously, I mean, we got a great group of guys, and obviously they were in Arizona, like you said, so kind of just already have that bond with them, and so kind of just going through like the moving up process with them has been pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. So you're having success. What do you want to work on? What have you learned this year that this needs to be better, or I want to try this next year because it could help me as I continue to develop.
Um, I'd say probably developing another pitch would be my one of my top ones.
Mhm.
I've already kind of achieved some of the individual goals that I set for myself.
Okay.
So it's kind of just continuing what I'm doing, just staying consistent, and obviously staying healthy is one of my biggest goals as well. So.
So a third pitch. Are you fooling around with one right now?
Yeah, so I have a splitter, and
Okay.
I'd say in the beginning of the season it was more of a developing pitch, but I mean, just as I've thrown it, it's kind of become an actual like put away or strike pitch for me. So that's been pretty good.
So this is that pitch has gained a lot of popularity in this organization. Nathan Evaldi is kind of the master of it, and he's kind of helped other guys like Cole Wynn, Mark Church learn it. Is there anybody that's helped you do it, or is it now something in the organization? They're like, hey, why don't you try a split?
I'd say it was introduced to me with about like 3-ish weeks left in the season last year.
Okay.
And I've never been a guy that could really throw a good changeup. And so I have probably like above average size hands, I guess. Sounds kind of weird, but it's what it is, I guess. And so they kind of were like, let's try to throw a splitter, and I think it'll be good. And so just kind of tried it, and then it just kind of went from there.
Okay. And so how often are you throwing it a game? Let's say you threw 70 pitches last night.
I'd say probably like 6 to 10 range, somewhere in there.
Yeah. All right. So getting a feel for it. All right.
Yeah.
I like it. All right.
Well, you pick your spots to throw it, and then
Sure.
you have more success with it if you can control it. That's for sure.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
All right. So John here handles the get to know Caden Scarborough stuff. I'm the hard hitting baseball reporter. So I hope I didn't tax you too much here with these really interesting questions. So John's going to ask, but I always interject. So let's get to know you a little bit better.
Yeah, and Caden, this has been something that Jeff brought it to my attention. It's been a month that we've been talking about Caden, that we wanted to get him on here.
Yeah. And
scheduling goes, we get big leaguers on too. There's stuff like that. And then last week that the rain didn't help. It kind of moved everything around. So that didn't help. But okay, you're from Harmony, Florida, right? Went to Harmony High School. Did you play any other sports when you were in high school?
I did. I played basketball, yes, sir.
All right. So were you playing in the middle? Were you a shooting guard? What'd you do?
I was kind of like the 4 or the 5.
Okay.
Big man on the court.
Yeah. So you're taller. So now, did you play it all the way through, or did you give it up? In the last part, or because basketball would kind of float into baseball, I think.
Yeah. So once baseball season ended, it was kind of like my getaway from it. And kind of just, it kept me in really good shape, obviously, because, you have to run a ton.
Right.
And so as soon as baseball would end, I would pick up basketball. And then there was only one time where I had a game, I think on Tuesday, a basketball game on Tuesday, and then a baseball game on Wednesday. And so that was really the only time that it kind of intertwined. But other than that, no problems. And kind of they really just backed up right to each other. So
how big is Harmony? Is it a big high school? I don't know how the classifications are in Florida, but did you have a lot of kids in your school, or were you a smaller school?
I'd say there was definitely a lot of kids in our school. I want to say there was I think around 670 something in my senior class.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So there was a good amount.
Well, I say when you're playing multiple sports and you're back and forth, some of your smaller schools, coaches are like, let me keep him over here. You had to be a great athlete at a big school like that to be playing multiple sports and doing good at. Now, did you have any basketball? Was anybody looking at you basketball wise? Or
my basketball coach said a couple of coaches reached out. I'm not sure from what schools. I kind of just told them not to entertain them because I kind of knew where my future lied. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah,
I kind of just told him to not waste anybody's time and just.
Okay, so you were drafted by the Rangers in 2023 out of high school. You were a 6th-round pick. But before we get into that, I always ask a question about where you were on that. You were a commit to DBU, which Jeff and I can tell you right now, if we were to get in a car and drive over there 11 minutes, 12 minutes, we could be at DBU.
Pretty quick. Yeah, we're not far away.
We're not far.
Awesome.
So did you have any other schools that you were interested in or that made offers to you? How'd you end up with DBU?
I had a couple other schools that they kind of wanted me to fully commit there and take my name out of the draft, and I just didn't want to do that.
Sure.
And so we visited Dallas Baptist, and they kind of told me, hey, you can keep your name in the draft, and then if you don't go, come here and let's have a good college career. And I liked the coaches, liked the facilities, and I think it was the program that felt most like home. You know what I mean? So it was good.
It's a great little ballpark.
Boy, it
up
is.
there.
It's really nice.
You know,
Yeah.
it's a hidden gem. You
Yeah.
know, it really is. And of course, they're not a hidden gem in the college baseball landscape.
No, they're
good.
They're good.
But that little ballpark is just great.
They
It
are.
Oh, yeah.
really is. Yeah. Yeah.
So were they SEC schools, anything like that kind of had you on the radar?
Yeah, there was a couple. Yeah, there was a couple SEC, a couple ACC.
Okay, so I mean, look, you 6th round. I know you were getting. I know you were getting
Oh
recruited.
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so you went in the 6th round to the Rangers. Now, so you obviously weren't where the draft was. You weren't there doing that first round stuff. Let me ask you this. I always want to ask this: where were you at, and how did you find out you'd been drafted?
So I was in my living room, sitting with my mom, my girlfriend, and my brother, and I think it was honestly, if I'm being honest, one of the most stressful days of my life. It was kind of just, it was a hurry up and wait kind of game. And I think 6th round rolls around, and my agent's telling me a couple teams are interested, blah, blah, blah. And then I get a call from the scouting director of the Rangers, Kip,
Uh-huh.
about probably 30 seconds before my name was called. And so I walk out of the room and like I didn't say anything. I walked out of the room, went, answered the phone, walked back in the room. My mom was like, "What just happened?" And then by that time, my name's being called, and I'm like, "Well, I just got drafted." So
Awesome.
We had Kip on. We always do after the draft. Kip comes on. So that was just a couple weeks ago. We had
Yeah.
Kip on.
Yeah.
Big guy. He's a fun guy. So
yeah,
Yeah, well,
yeah,
what's that
very nice
conversation
guy.
like? What's that conversation like?
It's kind of just, "Hey, we're looking to take you in this next pick, blah blah blah, and then will you take so and so?" And then
Yeah.
you either say yes or no, and then it kind of just goes from there.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah, it's all a money game too. So they're always discussing. He's not going to discuss that,
but
but
they went above slot for you. So
yep.
They obviously liked you. So that's good. And then it takes off, right? I mean, how from the day you were drafted, which it says you signed on July the 19th. Well, the draft was probably, or the draft was probably like 4 or 5 days before that.
Right. Yeah. Quick signing.
It was in Seattle that year
Yeah.
where they had the draft. So, I mean, it seems like that's a whirlwind. I mean, it's from like one day sitting on the couch with your girlfriend and brother and mom, and then how long before you were in Arizona?
So I got drafted, I think somewhere July 11th, somewhere around there. I think I was in Arizona by the 20th, maybe
Okay.
somewhere around there. It was a very fast turnaround, very fast turnaround. Yeah.
Did you sign in Arizona or did you stop through Arlington here in the Metroplex?
I signed in Arizona.
Okay, so everything went out
Yes, sir.
there. Okay.
Took your physical, all that stuff.
Oh yeah, they
Yes,
got to
sir.
onboard you, do all that fun stuff, and then
Oh yeah.
and do all of that. Okay. Favorite food? What kind of food is Caden Scarborough? If you could have your favorite food, we're going to get into fast food in a second. But are you a steak guy? You love Mexican food? What kind of food do you like?
For the longest time, I was a big chicken and rice guy.
Okay.
But I think actually starting this year, I definitely love a nice cooked steak for sure.
Attaboy.
Which cut? You like are you like a ribeye guy? You like what's your favorite cut?
I've kind of tried them all. I think ribeye is probably my favorite by far.
I think it's got
For
the most
sure.
flavor because it's got
That's
some
the
of the
most fat.
It's got the most fat
Yeah.
in it, which is the
Yep.
best flavor.
100%.
Flavor.
That is me. I'm telling you, I like that.
100%.
Now you guys,
Hey, are they trying to beef you up? I mean, you weigh 200 pounds. It's not like you're 6'5", 140. But do
Yeah.
they want you to get a little weight on you?
So I've actually, when I was drafted, I think I weighed 180 pounds, and
Okay.
then I weigh about 213 now. So
Oh wow.
we're kind of just, it's a slow and steady kind of climb. But we're kind of just going by the year
Yeah,
is
but I
what
mean,
it is right now.
you're 18 years old. I mean, it's not like you're still growing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
So this is kind of natural.
And baseball players eat a lot of calories, and you have to for the energy.
And he's not running. He's not playing basketball anymore.
No, he's not. Yeah, he used to work it off on the basket, running the suicide.
Oh yeah, hated hearing that word.
I know we know a lot of the people that work in the nutrition, all of that with the Rangers. So they nutrition wise, they probably try to keep you on a certain diet, telling you what to eat. But I know every once in a while you got to get some fast food. It just has to happen because you're busy and going that. What's your go-to if you have to? What's your favorite fast food?
I think definitely my number one is Chick-fil-A for sure.
Okay,
that's a popular one. So what do you get when you get that? What do you get?
So I get the Chick-fil-A deluxe meal and then an 8-count nugget.
That's solid.
That is solid right there. I can't do that anymore at my age, but boy, I can.
When you were younger, like when I was in high school, we would go to. I was in Colorado. They didn't have Chick-fil-A's yet.
Yeah.
So like McDonald's was where we'd go.
Right.
And we would get the number one
Big
meal.
Mac.
No, it was the 2 cheeseburger meal.
Oh yeah.
And then we would get 2 more cheeseburgers.
I'd do that. I used to do that too.
So we would eat 4 cheeseburgers.
I used to kill Pizza Hut buffets. They'd make me leave. I weighed 140 pounds, and they'd be like, "You need to leave," because man, my metabolism would do it. Okay. Now let's talk home cooked meal. Now, when it's your birthday, when it's a big day, what is your favorite home cooked meal, and who cooks it? Is it mom? Is it grandma? Does your girlfriend make you something that's your favorite? What's your favorite home cooked meal?
So it's definitely my stepdad that'll cook it. My mom will kind of help with the sides and stuff, but she always says she likes to leave the cooking to my stepdad because he likes everything a certain way, and if my mom does something different, it's who knows where it'll go, you know what I mean? So I'd say for him, the way he cooks chicken is really good. So I think,
is it baked chicken or is it fried or what is it?
Yeah, baked. So it's chicken, rice, and whatever vegetable, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, asparagus, any of that.
And you just love it all. You shovel it in.
Oh yeah, for sure.
All right, we get a couple more here. Getting out here now. What do you do in your spare time? Or do you play golf? Do you hunt? Do you fish? You're a Florida guy. So what is it you like to do when you're not playing baseball and working out?
I'd say the main thing is probably golf.
Atta baby.
I play some video games too.
Yeah.
But there's nothing like a good round of golf with some of the guys.
All right. So how good are you? Go ahead.
It depends on the day, for sure.
That's the truth.
My best round is an 81.
Okay.
All
right. So you're getting there.
Yeah. So I'd say on a mediocre day is like an 87, 86 maybe. So I mean, I'm not the worst, but I mean, I can hold my own.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Is it Cole Wynn's the best?
Cole Wynn is the best.
Yeah, I've heard Cole Wynn is not anybody to mess with on the golf course.
Yeah.
Sure.
Now he said this is interesting. They had Chad Wallach, the kind of the veteran catcher. They had him in camp, and he was at AAA to start the year before he got out of his contract. Apparently, Chad Wallach can play.
He's good.
Cole was telling me, the other day, I shot 72 and he shot 71. Like, oh man, that's a shame.
I don't know how they do that. I'm gonna be honest.
I tell you what else Cole Wynn does well. He can throw the hell out of a football.
Yeah, I see.
He throws the prettiest spiral. It's like he didn't play in high school.
No, he didn't. He looks like a quarterback when they're doing that. He
drops back and just flips it, and it's perfect, tight.
Never seen it.
It's unbelievable how well he throws.
Never seen it. I got to see that.
When you get to spring training, you gotta get a football out there and let him flick it out there.
Yeah, I got to see that.
You can throw a football.
I got to see that for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, last question. We always end it on this. This is always the fun one, and we'll give you a couple examples of answers we've gotten. It's what is something that nobody knows about Caden Scarborough. Some answers, so you can kind of get an example here. Your general manager and president of baseball operations, Chris Young, when asked this question, said he is a true crime junkie. He likes watching true crime documentaries, all of that. He's big into the First 48. which is a great show. Who else did we have? We had
we've had all kinds of answers. We had Davis Wenzel, who used to be in the system.
Yep.
When he was 4 years old, he slammed his finger in a door and it fell off.
Part of his
the
finger.
Tip of his finger fell off. They had to sew it back on.
Oh my goodness.
And Blaine Krim, who
just got
used to walk around the house when he was like 4 and 5, and he would
hit
off a little plastic tee naked
all day long.
Now you don't have to go to that extreme.
But what
there's got to be something that you do that people would be.
Yeah, what is something that nobody knows about Caden? Maybe you're a surfer, or you're a great you'd like to do art in the what is something that nobody knows about Caden Scarborough?
I mean, the first thing that pops to mind is I'm a big truck guy. So like
pickup trucks or
yeah. So if you look at my truck, it's lifted, big tires, all that jazz, and all my whole TikTok and Instagram. That's kind of all I watch is trucks. So
it's trucks.
It's just
now how big? Like, are we talking Bigfoot here, or I guess it's street legal, obviously, but
yeah, for sure. Got to keep it street legal for sure.
Yeah.
But no, my truck's on a 6-inch lift, so it's not anything crazy, but it's up there for sure.
How did you get into that?
I kind of where I went to school was kind of like a rural area, and so there was a bunch of trucks driven to school or whatever, and my stepdad's always driven big trucks. My dad's always driven big trucks, so I was kind of just always around it, and I kind of just love the way they look, love the way they sound, so kind of just fell in love with it, I guess.
Now, how hard is it to get for other people who aren't 6'5" to get into your truck, or
how
hard is it for somebody who's 6'5" to get into your
truck? I'm 5'9". I mean, do I need a ladder? Do I need to get a ladder to jump in the passenger seat?
So I had gotten some steps, some electric, like when you open the door, they drop down or whatnot.
Sure.
But I needed a certain part at one time, and so they were up for about a week. And so my girlfriend is 5'2", and so she's not the tallest person in the room. So watching her and my mom get in my truck was one of the funniest things I've seen for sure.
I'm only 5'8", and so yeah, me too. I'll be over there trying to pull myself up in there.
Oh yeah.
Well, listen, Caden, this has been a lot of fun. I appreciate you. We understand your schedule, especially you pitched last night. I hated one of our rules is that we try to do is we don't try to talk to anybody on the day they start. So my text, I just meant to say, hey, just a reminder tomorrow, and not talk. And then you and I start going back and forth. And then I said, hey, go shove. I was trying
Yes,
to,
sir.
you need to go to work. Go shove,
Yes,
and we'll
sir.
talk tomorrow. And you go out and you pitch 5 hitless innings, 7 strikeouts.
That one walk, though, I don't know.
I was watching that last
One
night.
walk,
I was going. All I had to say was go shove. In every start, I'm gonna text you, go shove.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
if you're super
Sounds good.
You and John
Sounds good.
Every week.
If it gives me an outing like that, you can do it every time.
every time. Hey, listen, we appreciate you coming on. We really mean it. We'll see you at spring training. Jeff and I are usually out there for about a week. Jeff's out there a few weeks. We'll come find you this year. Come say hello. We're gonna get you back on. Anybody we get on, we get them back on for other
for sure.
After promotions or having a good month or whatever. And we try to get through the system a lot. But it's been entertaining and a lot of fun. And buddy, we really appreciate you coming on with us.
For sure.
Yes, sir. I appreciate y'all having me.
All right. Good talking to you, man.
All right, guys, that's
Yes,
Caden
sir.
Scarborough. Right after this, we're going to go down in the bus leagues. All right, a big thanks to Caden Scarborough for joining us right there. What a good kid.
Good kid. Looks
great too.
Looks good. I like the DBU thing. I think that's pretty cool. Kind of tells you where his mind is, that he is driven to they didn't make him put his name in the draft, so
right,
he was driven to be a professional, but he also wanted to go to a place where he felt comfortable and
good baseball
and good baseball, but where they were gonna take care of him and let him be himself. And So that's a good note for the folks at DBU. So
yeah, that coach there and he doesn't leave. I mean, he's
had chances.
He's had chances to go to some big school, but he likes DBU. They've got a great facility. You and I have been out there to see when some of the Arizona, not the Arizona fall, but some of the fall stuff. They played some little
instructs, and I saw Bobby Wood Jr. play a high school game there.
Yeah, so it just absolutely. All right, guys, we're going to go down to the bus leagues here. We're going to talk about every minor league affiliate from AAA all the way down to the ACL is done. They're not playing anymore. So we'll go down to the Dominican Summer League where they start a little later. We're going to start out with AAA. Round Rock Express, they're in second place right now. They're 22-18. They're 8-2 in their last 10, and they have won a couple. They've kind of gone on a streak since last time we talked because the upper levels were scuttling a bit, and they're at it. And when you're going to talk about AAA, the one guy you're going to talk about is the guy that we're wondering why back up in the big leagues, and it's got to be Cody Freeman.
Yeah, and I can't imagine that he's going to be where he is much longer. Now, the problem is his problem is that all the positions he plays are spoken for. So he's, and now honestly, with Garcia hurt, they kind of need Duran to play right field some. And Duran, obviously, the other day,
gunned the guy down,
and it was Ketel Marte, and it wasn't even close.
No, he didn't even try to slide.
Yeah, it was just a bullet of a throw. Now, Cody has been playing left field. He's been playing first base. Again, positions that are spoken for. However, if this lineup keeps not scoring runs and they're looking for a spark, a la Evan Carter in September of 23, maybe Cody Freeman can hop in there and help him out. Now, of course, Evan replaced Garcia because Garcia had hurt his knee and had to go on the injured list. I'm not rooting for an injury, but if an injury is to befall an infielder, well, then there's a spot for Cody Freeman. And boy, he's leading the PCL, which is a hitter's league in batting average. He's 6th in OPS. He has 19 home runs. He doesn't walk, but that's because he's putting the ball in play.
Yeah,
he doesn't strike out either. So it's pretty staggering to see what he's done. And really, he was hitting well when he came up. He was over 300 when he came up. He's added 20 or 30 points to his average since he was demoted.
Yeah.
So I mean, this guy looks like he saw the opportunity, saw what big leagues is like, and is now ready to make that his permanent spot.
He sure did.
And depending on what happens in this offseason, there might be an opportunity for him. But for regular playing time next year, I'm not joking. But anyway, he is doing everything he's needed to do, and he is definitely on their radar.
Yeah, he has played his way to 2 different scenarios: a chance to get on this big league team and contribute and do that, or a chance to headline some sort of trade or something during the offseason. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, when you play like that, you get opportunities one way or the other.
Yeah, I think that with where the farm system is, they don't need to be subtracting from the farm system.
True.
Maybe a deal for prospects in which they end up netting more. But I mean, right now, when you look at the upper levels, this guy is your most major league ready guy.
He is, and he's blocked. And he is.
Him and Foscue and Harris have had their chances, and for whatever reason, or whether it is a positional roadblock or whatever. But now Freeman's in that group, and the Rangers need all the prospects they can get right now.
Yeah, and absolutely, and just wow. I mean, I don't. You can't say enough about him. Any pitchers we need to talk about there?
Well, we do need to keep Abby Ortiz in mind. He was the Pacific Coast League Player of the Week in his very first week in the PCL, and he's got 4 home runs in what,
5 days? Yeah, something like that.
So he's doing very well there. And then the on the pitching side, not really.
They got a lot of place fillers there.
I guess the name that keeps popping up is Craig Kimbrell, but the velocity's still down. It's not a thing, I don't think. You know, our guy Robbie Alstrom's had a nice little year down there at Round Rock. He probably walks too many guys, but always a big fan of Robbie. And but yeah, you know, you kind of look at the rest of it. It's like, well, I remember that guy. Oh yeah, that guy. Oh yeah, that guy. It's like they're just not doing enough. Jake Latz has pitched well though since he was sent down. So he's another name that will likely resurface here pretty quickly.
Well, when rosters expand, you got to think that arm's going to.
Well, you get one pitching spot, so it could.
Isn't that the guy?
It could be. You know, could be Bosley. Of course, Kamar Rocker's still down there, so
sure,
that's another name. So there are some.
What's Rocker done? Has he started?
I think he's had one start. So there are some opportunities down there. It's just a matter of, you know, how they want their bullpen to look like, and then a lot of that's going to be up to, you know.
Yeah. I get it.
Where they are in the playoff race.
Yep. All right, let's go to Double-A. Frisco Rough Riders. They're in second place right now. They're 19-23, 7-3 in their last 10. They did win 4 in a row, so they're on a little bit of a hot streak there. You know, one name that is at Frisco right now that we need to keep an eye on is Teodo.
Yeah.
When he came back off the IL, they put him in Double-A.
Yeah, and I think that's, you know,
smart.
For whatever reason, it wasn't working, and then there was some injury in there, and maybe you know, he tasted it and heard the talk about, you know, after he had such that nice little appearance in the spring, maybe he was pressing, I'm not sure, but you know, whether this is his permanent home the rest of the year or whether he ends up back in Round Rock, this isn't a bad opportunity for a little reset to find himself again. You know, he dealt with some things in the offseason. I believe his mother passed away, and so it wasn't a normal offseason for him. So that's, you know, it's good to see him back pitching because he's missed some time, and he's a candidate for the fall league, I would think. Anybody who's missed time this year, I think ample time, is a candidate for that. But yeah, so they're pitching, and it's been all these guys from high A.
Yeah.
You know, Davalillo, 7 scoreless last night.
Yeah.
Only struck out one guy, but guess what? He didn't walk anybody. Leandro Lopez has been good. Josh Trenadud. All these, you know, you're seeing these promotions since the deadline, and these guys are doing well.
Yeah, that's good.
And then offensively, you know,
Sebastian
Walcott's still just kind of lingering. Cam Cauley, same. So nothing huge is happening offensively, and it's been
Abby got promoted, so
it's been that way for a couple months with these guys. They haven't.
Yasis has kind of been their home run guy, but I mean that's not real.
But it's not.
Yeah,
there's no on base there. He's a veteran minor leaguer. It's not a.
I call him
not a prospect.
I call him space fillers. He's eating a position right now, making some money. Yeah. He's not really on the big league radar. So that they need players at every position. When they don't have a guy ready to come to Double-A, this is a guy that can play Double-A.
And then just one other guy, Ian Muller, who's, you know, he was one of our first guests on our podcast.
Spring training, we talked to him out there.
He's had a pretty good rebound season for him. You know, you look at the average, like 230. It's like, well, let's go ahead and take a look at the batting average the last few years, and this is improvement. So that's good to see because the Rangers are very thin at catcher.
Yep. So and he was a pretty high draft pick out of high school.
Round.
Yeah. I mean, you're top 10 rounds in my opinion. Something's there, and they're definitely seeing it. Okay. Let's go down to high A. That's the Hub City Spartanburgers. They are in third place right now. They are 23-12, 23-22 in the second half right now. 3-7 in their last 10. They're scuttling just a little bit.
Yeah.
They lost last night. What are we talking about there?
Well, they've been dodging the rain too. Just, you know, it's just that time of year. Well, I think in the Carolinas, it's just always going to rain. But, you know, there's not a lot offensively to talk about. These guys are really struggling. I don't know if it's a byproduct of the ballpark they play in. But, you know, Malcolm Moore is under 200, but he's another fall league candidate. You know, Dylan Dreiling, who joined us earlier in the year, he's back to around 200. Casey Cook hasn't been above 200 yet. So you kind of look like, hey, Anthony Gutierrez, 258. That's actually one of the best averages on the team. Problem is he's still not slugging. Continues to stump these guys, but
he's not a small guy. He's
Glider Figueroa hits home runs. If you could cut down on the strikeouts, that would help him tremendously. Jose Gonzalez, he got promoted to Frisco. William Bormy, Frisco, got the save last night or 2 nights ago. So you kind of look at this pitching staff and it's like, hey, who are the guys? Because they've all been traded. So or not traded, but promoted. Dalton Pence is still having a good season as kind of the swing guy. It's kind of an interesting position for him. They're just kind of hanging on right now. We're trying to figure out a way to get hot.
You think a certain guy we talked to might end up in?
No.
You think he'll just?
I think he's fine where he is.
Okay. All right, let's go.
But then again, maybe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there's
maybe a start.
Sure. Hickory Crawdads, the A club. They are in second place right now. They're 26-19. They're 5-5 in their last 10. They've lost the last couple of games, even though someone went 5 hitless, scoreless. Last night, our guest Caden Scarborough, they ended up losing that game. But
he didn't get the loss.
No, he didn't get the loss. He didn't give up a run.
Yeah.
So he didn't give up a hit. So it's hard to get a loss for that. Anyway, who's going on there besides Caden?
Well, Ishmael Agreda, I think he was the pitcher of the week in the Carolina League last week. So that's good. You keep seeing, I mention him every time. Brock Porter just chugging right along. He's up to 60 innings. All right. That's good. That's a pretty significant number for him. You can kind of look at all of his numbers. That one's pretty notable because he has figured out a way to stay healthy, stay on the mound, keep throwing strikes. Luke Savage, our guy, nice guy. But you're going to start seeing and this team, this roster, hitting wise, is now starting to get filled up with some guys from the complex league.
Yeah.
And that's cool because they needed the chance. And
right.
Some of them have been there a while, but you're starting to see like Braylon Morrell, who came off the injury, started there in Arizona. Yolfran Castillo, is getting his taste, and so was Paulino Santana. So there are guys who are getting their first taste, and they're ones to watch. And then Maxon Martin's just steady as a rock.
Yeah.
Just keeps doing his thing, and OPS just under 800. That's a hell of a season, man.
That's a high school kid that's young, and
that's a pretty good season.
Hey, didn't I see somebody? I don't know if he's on Hickory or did somebody just have UCL surgery that was on ours?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it's possible. I might have missed that one.
I need to look. I swear I just saw that somebody. It was one of the. You know what? I'm drawing a blank. I'm not. If I sit here, I'll just stare into space trying to remember it. I'll figure that out. But I think I did see it. It was somebody we've had on. Starts with a B.
Bonzagni.
Did he get? Maybe.
I don't know. He's been. Yeah, he did have it. It looks like he's had it twice in the last 5 years.
And he just had one recently.
I mean, he just had one a couple of days ago.
Yeah. So I thought I saw that come across. The Rangers announced that or something, or someone announced it. Maybe it was minor league. Something announced. Okay. And get well. They've got a good program. He got it through this organization, come back from that because he was doing pretty well before this all happened. All right. Let's go down to the DSL, the Dominican Summer League, where the red team playoffs.
Yeah.
Playoffs? Yeah, they made the playoffs. They are 33-17, 7-3 in their last 10. They won last night. And they made the playoffs, which start when?
They still have a week or two of regular season games to go. So anyway, they're a good little team, this red team. The blue team was terrible. Is terrible, but
let's get out of the way. 15-37, 2-8 in their last 10, and they've lost 4 in a row.
Yeah,
there we go.
But again, it's Elorki Rodriguez, who's the big signee from just the January, who's really looks good. And again, these guys aren't going to go stateside this year because once you leave the complex league to a full season affiliate, you can't go back and partake in all the conditioning work and stuff that
during the
those guys are allowed to do. So they're all going to stay here, but they got a chance to get into the postseason and play and maybe win a title. Who knows?
Yep. Yeah. We'll keep that. We'll update it next week. So on that, anything else before we get out of here?
I don't think so. Just, things are winding down. It's the dog days. Today's August 15th. The Major League season ends on September 27th. So
I become an empty nester next week.
I heard about. Well, I've known about that, I guess. So, what's your schedule next week?
So we're driving Kevin to Austin Friday, but I'm thinking if we have something scheduled for Friday morning, we're not leaving till the afternoon. That I might have to do it from the house.
Oh,
but we can schedule it.
All right, well, we'll figure something.
And if we can't, of course, Thursday I'll be here in the office, but Friday, if we got to do it, I can do it from the house Friday morning, and then and we can definitely get a show in if it's during our normal time when we do it. But I just may have to do it from the house. So
okay, well, whatever.
Your kids will be at school, so usually that
is correct.
That part of the reason too. Yep. Guys, listen, this has been a fun one. Great having Caden Scarborough on here. Not a lot of fun at the big league level right now, but we're going to keep an eye on that going forward. For Caden Scarborough and Jeff Wilson, I'm John Moore. And until next week or next time, guys, we'll see you.